Okay, I was talking to my friend Terry the other day about how we were both interested in just kind of going back to basics with just picking out random bits and making a fun little character and making a story about this character. So like not a squad, not a army project, no end in sight kind of like ideas. So I just grabbed a couple interesting bits from one of my bits boxes. I got a new Necron body with like an old Necron chest, so they don't fit together obviously very well. But I clipped them a bit, used some shitty super glue, and bada bing, bada boom. Look at that, they're fitting together almost. But the whole idea about this is just trying to have fun, not go crazy with the paint job, test fit some bits like this, see what kind of character you can create with even like minimal bits. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm pretty lucky to have quite a supply of bits from the last 20, almost 8 years of collecting tiny toys. But really, I mean, you can get bits, trade bits with friends, trade sprues and stuff, and you can figure some stuff out pretty quickly. But right now, I'm like, I'm realizing that this is kind of cool because I can make a mechanical person, some sort of like disgusting, yucky, hashtag grimdark um, little character here. So test fitting some more heads. In my opinion, like the head is kind of the make or break of this model here. He's got a fun hunched over silhouette there. They've got some sort of massive weapon they're using as a staff, to walk along with, but maybe it's a laser gun. Maybe it's like some sort of cobbled together laser gun or something like that. But yeah, I'm just having a grand old time fitting some tiny bits together. This is a fun zombie head or some. Yeah, I think it's a zombie head. Um, it's like a female zombie head, but I was like, oh man, this is a perfect disgusting head for this disgusting creature here. And this is where the character starts to form in my mind. And it's really similar to another character, another another model I made a couple years ago that I ended up getting commended in Golden Demon with. I think I called him like the perfect man, and he was like this super bionic freak that just like kept replacing parts of his organic body with metal and like scrapyard finds to make himself like a perfect organism that could live forever. So this might be a compatriot of his. Maybe they're in like the same like imperial cult, or like they're in the same chaotic waste cult or whatever. Honestly, who cares? Yeah. So that arm I just used was from a smashed model that my friend Matt at Totally Not Panicking had made, and then one of our other buddies accidentally stepped on it. So the bits kind of were dispersed throughout the friend circle, and I ended up with this cool arm. And I really liked how he painted it. So that also inspired me to when I do overpaint and like repaint all the skin like a really yucky putrid pink skin tone. And right now I'm just kind of greebling a bunch of bits and bops on this body, to make it look a little less Necron-y. Although I'm like in the developing lore of this miniature, I'm cool with it being like Necron pieces. It's nice. It's kind of neat for me to think like, oh hey, maybe this person like literally scavenged some Necron bits, or like even a full Necron body. They've built their own uh, their own body around, or new body around. Anyway, using some classic guitar strings here for hanging wires out of her backpack. And this is I mean, it's really simple. This is my, not to get all YouTubey about this, but I was like, okay, how can I make a fun model in, let's just say like let's put the model together in an hour, let's convert it in an hour, and then like a half hour, convert it in like a half hour, and then maybe paint it within a half hour to 40 minutes and just kind of really go quick and fun. Um, and I didn't even think about filming this until I sat down at my desk, and I was like, oh, maybe I should have some fun and try to film this and get better at that too, even though everything's out of focus and everything sucks and it's way too far away. And it looks fine. But yeah, there she is. There's like the vibe. So you can see like I test fit various things, and at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, like less is more. I kind of came up on my self-imposed half-hour limit. I think this took just over a half hour to put everything together and um, make her kind of look how I want her to. So I primed her. I did my just classic sand and like beach sand mixture on her base, and then primed everything with a pretty heavy zenithal. Honestly, I don't know why I did that because, as you see, I just painted 80% of the model black again. So it's kind of a, if anything, in my mind, I'm just saying it's adding texture. Right now, I'm adding some sort of like really light flesh tone. You can just use whatever you want, whatever you think looks like that tone. Because I'll tell you what, it's fine. Just practice, and then you'll get better. Doesn't matter what exact light off white you're using. I'm doing a now that I kind of well, back then when I did this a week ago when I filmed this, I realized, oh, this does really resemble the other model that I'm totally copying myself on. So I try to match the base to the other model, and I'll bring him in at the end of the video too, so you can see them compare together. Um, but yeah, just trying to match them together a little more to put them in the same environment, I guess. There's some rust effect here. Gonna add that in a little bit, splop it all over. Got some blues. We got some. I chose to keep this pretty much with just primary colors on this beautiful lady here. And then they get toned down so much that some of them don't even. I mean, the blue almost doesn't even appear blue at the end of the model. But yeah, this is like in my mind. This is either like these are different pieces of different things that she's cobbled together over time. So like the blue is either, maybe it's like reworked metal from a different spaceship or from a different like building supply, or it's just that she painted her upper metal thigh blue one day. My favorite color to paint is yellow, and I do like the quickest, yuckiest yellow on her like backpack, which in my mind is maybe like that's her organs, or like that is like her like organ replacement box, or maybe her heart is in there or something like that. That's what's keeping her alive. So having those dangling things off of it, maybe she inputs those, can port those into various machinery and hack into the mainframe, so to speak. Doing some highlights here. I'm pretty bummed out right now, man. Life is fucking. What a time to be alive, huh? So anyway, so I started or one of her little shoulder pauldron, or I guess shoulder blades. I kind of wish I cut down the Necron shoulders only because they're so like iconically Necron, but I mean, whatever. Doing some hazard stripes on her now. You can't have 40K without hazard stripes and checks. Just kidding, you can, and you should. You don't have to have hazard stripes and checks on everything. I like to because they're fun to paint, and they're quick to paint at this point for me. Like just a kind of junky, quick version of it is not that hard right now. So I like doing it. It makes it look like I spent a lot more time on this model than I did, and especially if like this is kind of the vibe for this is if you needed 5 to 10 models to represent like cultists or whatever, something for a role play game. We were using miniatures or any like small skirmish game, and you've only got a couple days to do it, and you want them to look unique and not just like the 5 Chaos Cultist models that everyone has had for the last decade. Do something like this because, as you can see, I mean, this is like at 2.5 speed or something like that, but it is not that tough to paint a checkered pattern at this scale, at this size. It just takes practice, obviously, but it adds a lot to the model. Like that's what people will notice now. They'll notice they'll notice her face and the base, which is pretty crappy on this one, and the hazard stripes and the checks, and people will go, oh, that's neat, or they'll go, okay, and they'll move on, and everyone will forget it anyway, and you'll put it in a box, and then you'll take it out in 6 years and be like, oh, that's kind of cool, and you'll use it one more time, and you'll either sell it or throw it out or forget it in the same box and find it 10 years later. So it's really it's really just it's a quick way to make something look fun, and like there's a little more effort into it. I'm adding some goop and glops and various shades and just toning the whole model down while simultaneously trying to highlight the flesh tones and of the brow line there and everything like that, just to kind of like the peak spots of the face that you want to be highlighted. And here we are going in with like a really dark blue wash for the eye sockets and various bits on the face. Add some depth to the eyes, because now I'm coming in with the like a white for the actual like eye itself. So that's a nice contrast with that blue, and it really helps the eye stand out. Especially this face is like super small, and one of the eyes isn't really detailed as much as the other one as far as like the actual eyeball itself. So anything helps with the depth there. I know I'm blasting through this, but I didn't want this video to be crazy long, and I mean, once again, if you have like questions about very specific things, you can ask me. But really, this is all like the vibes of it, right? Like you see me using a yellow. If you don't have my specific yellow, it does not matter. Just use any yellow you want, or don't use a yellow. Use an orange or whatever. If you have 3 paints and they're all primary colors, use those instead of this, what I'm using. So it's fine. For the man, I sound like such a bummer. Yeah, man, just like have fun. I'm using metallics here. I just like using actual metallics, generally, especially for models like this, where it's like the fastest paint job known to man. But it's great. This my go-to for like really rusted, gunked up metal like this is doing a black base and then building up like a really dark brown on like the corroded areas, and then doing a little highlight on the edge of those corrosions, and then going in with like a metal and doing like the edge highlighting or a little like spot highlighting with metal. And that's a fun, and then washing it down every once in a while and just having fun going back and forth washing and highlighting. And with that weapon, I noticed that it was like kind of way too monotone, so I went in and just picked out the like fabric wrappings around the weapon, holding it all together, making it into the staff. And I think that helped a little bit break up the doldrums there. And this model is like so washed down. It's like so broken down as far as the color palette. I mean, like the yellow and the red and blue and everything I used in the beginning were pretty vibrant, and now they're just almost non-existent, which is fine. I mean, like if you're into like crazy grimdark stuff like this, and you want to go for that, use the grimdark tools that you so choose to get your doldrum little character. Going back with a little more of that rust effect, because it's quick and easy and I don't have to build up the rust. I can just kind of use it all in one. And then here's my little secret little micron pen for her eyes, and here we go. Look at this two little boops. Those are her eyes. There we go. This is a one take audio recording, so hopefully everything's all right. I'm not forgetting things or misspeaking, because I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm not going to listen back. Well, maybe I'll listen back once, but I'm not going to change anything. Time is of the essence, and time is important to me. And right now I feel like I don't have a lot. All right, going back with one more, what is it? Voluptuous pink. I use that for, here's another quick tip for like these like yucky, putridy skin tones like this, like pink skin tones. I do like a really light flesh, and then I use that pink, and then I add a bunch of contrast medium and a little water to it, so it's like a glaze, and you basically glaze it on a couple times, and you get some great depth. There she is, little spinning lady. Here's my other guy. So this is the Golden Demon. I got commended for him, so that's nothing crazy, but just to show like it's not too different from what I just did. I just obviously spent like a couple hours on him rather than 40 minutes or whatever this was. Here's a really bad out of focus thing with a new toy I got that my friend Sterling suggested I use or grab for the spinning thing. What am I trying to say? Whatever. The next one will be better as far as the focus of this, but yeah, you get the idea. I mean, it's super. If you're in a grimdark and you want to paint arguably kind of lazily, this is a great way to do it. There she is, and there they are. Look at that. One happy family, best friends forever. Painting should be fun and modeling should be fun. Don't overthink it and just have fun. They're toys. Just have fun with toys. All right. All right, see ya.